but I'm slowly waking up the country to the potential of investing in bullfighting. Madam Speaker, because Mamba doesn't believe in this, I want to bring it to the attention of the House that in Spain, bullfighting is not a joke. In Spain, and I had the privilege, Madam Speaker, to be sponsored by President Mwai Kibaki to go to Spain, where he allowed me to carry five bullfighters. We went there and visited the stadia and how they organize their bullfighting, and they mint billions of shillings from bullfighting. A day will a day will come when bullfighting of Marinya, when bullfighting of Ikolomani, when bullfighting of Isoka, Malaba and Butoto will be a major income earner to the economy of this country. I tell you. Madam Speaker, having said that, allow me to pay a tribute to President Mwai Kibaki.
There's nothing out of order. Proceed.
To Madrid. But not just that. In 2008, Mwai Kibaki came up with Vision 2030. And inside Vision 2030, yes, he had the pillar on the economy, he had the pillar on political stabilization of the country, but he also had the pillar on the social issues. And the sports. That's how Kibaki, after realizing what bullfighting would do in the social pillar, he was able to put money into us to go and learn something. Courtesy of that investment, I was able to kickstart the construction of a stadium in Marinya. That stadium has stalled, but I know, God willing, once I become the governor of Kakamega, I am going to complete Marinya Stadium. And every time we have a bullfighting event, Madam Speaker, Nissans will be arriving in Marinya, and each tourist will be paying $100. $100, only $100. A Nissan can carry up to around 14 people. So at $100, one Nissan, we shall be netting $1,400. To fill that stadium, we shall be needing in excess of almost 50 Nissans. You cannot imagine the multiplier effect of that industry, I believe. Madam Speaker, Kibaki wanted to quickly transform Kenya into a middle-income country by the year 2030. And as adequately articulated by Senator Osotsi, when the Jubilee government took over from Mwai Kibaki, they went and found inside the sports fund billions of shillings, and they started salivating for those billions, and that's how the stadia that Kibaki had wanted to grow from this initiative came to note. I cannot, Madam Speaker, comment by paying tribute to President Kibaki and forget about a young man from my backyard by the name of Honorable Ababu Namwamba. Not many people know that Ababu was a square peg in a square hole in that ministry. Ababu was a symbol of success when he was Minister for Sports. It is under Ababu that the ban on FKF by FIFA was lifted. That is how Kenya came back into competing in soccer. It is during Ababu's time, Madam Speaker, that the soccer events that now have been reinvigorated in our secondary schools came up. Today, if you go to our secondary schools, the soccer that used to be in Green Commandos, Kakamega High School, the Scorpions of Musingo High School, the champions of Kisii High School, the champions of Kisumu Boys are back. They are now competing thanks to efforts by Ababu. I want to celebrate Ababu because Ababu, the Talanda Sports City in Ngong, was his brainchild. And when you go there, the construction which was ongoing, I wonder, how was the decision made to remove Ababu, who was performing, and then bring there people like the way I saw, he's called Ruku. I saw a guy called Ruku being interviewed to become minister. The guy struggled. Then they put there another lady, Madam Speaker, called Cheptumo, with due respect, wife of our colleague. But she's not material for minister. You saw the minister who is going to be in charge of gender, telling the whole country which cared to listen that the reason why our young girls die in Airbnbs is because they are hungry for money. You'll have your space. You'll challenge
What's your
me.
point of order,
challenge
Senator
me.
Professor Kamar? Please sit down, Senator Khalwale.
Madam Speaker, did you hear the honorable member tell us that an unqualified person, I don't even want to mention names, has been elevated to be minister? Which criteria does the Honorable Alwale have for appointment of ministers, which we don't have in this house?
Senator Khalwale, unless you're able to
Madam
demonstrate
Speaker,
that
because of the respect I have for Prof,
you will withdraw.
I wish she had told me what she wanted me to do. She has not told me, but because of the
Senator.
respect I have for her, all I meant, Prof, and I'm a very serious debater, is that
Senator Khalwale. Senator Professor Kamar, you want to clarify what you said?
Yeah, by saying if he does not have a criteria that is laid out, that somebody has, that the National Assembly has failed to use, then he should really withdraw that. It should not be now answered.
Senator Khalwale, you need to demonstrate that the criteria applicable to a minister was not met by the National Assembly, or withdraw what you said.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I'm surprised that a teacher of a university can fail to remember that the highest standard
Senator
of
Khalwale.
appointing ministers, I'm now expanding.
No.
Of appointing,
Senator Khalwale, you just want to explain how the two ministers, and you made reference to two ministers, failed to meet the qualification standard set, that is required of ministers.
Okay. Let me prove it this way. Madam Speaker, the standard of a minister under the new constitution is specified. They are not only appointed by the president, but they are supposed to undergo rigorous vetting. It is because of what Kenyans saw during the rigorous vetting that we realized
Senator
they
Khalwale,
failed.
the allegation is by you, not by Kenyans. Can you please just
Yes,
go
it
to
is,
the point?
it is that rigorous vetting which I witnessed that made me get persuaded that they will not perform. You can't pretend. You either have it or you don't have it.
Senator Khalwale, you have not demonstrated that the Senator Khalwale, this is serious.
Yes.
You have not indicated the bar that they did not meet. Please.
Madam Speaker, because I'm discussing about colleagues, I don't want to take it beyond what I've said, but if Prof insists, I'll withdraw. Madam Speaker,
Senator Khalwale, it's not Prof insisting. It is the chair who is asking you to withdraw because you have not demonstrated what I've asked you to demonstrate. Would you kindly withdraw?
Madam Speaker, because the chair is my kid sister, I want to make her very happy by, by withdrawing.
Order, Senator Khalwale.
Thank you, Madam.
Senator, the chair is the chair.
You know, I have withdrawn. I withdraw. Madam Speaker, the issue that is very clear in my mind is that if we fall back to Vision 2030 that was envisioned by President Mwai Kibaki in 2030, where development of stadia was a priority, if you care to read it, President Kibaki wanted that in every county today, we would be having a stadia, high quality. And because of the talent that abounds, you can't imagine the latent talent that would untap. Who would have known until